AP, Apostate Prophet, recently came to the faith, and someone kind of presses him on the idea if his faith is a leap of faith or if it is more substantiated in terms of, I guess, empirical analysis, if you will. And I love this answer because he kind of flips the idea of faith on his head, which is something we've been talking about this. And by the way, this is on David Wood's channel. If you guys aren't subscribed, go subscribe. Apologetics Roadshow. David Wood is going to be at the Blessed God Summit, by the way. He is doing a debate on night 2 with Alex O'Connor on Did Jesus Claim to Be God? Blessed God Summit. You guys get your virtual tickets at blessedgodsummit.com. But let's watch this video and I'll tell you guys more about that later. Check this out.
And MBS, you were never really a real atheist. Just kidding. I myself go to Hindu temples with family, but I don't believe. Are you truly convinced, or is it just a leap of faith?
Me? Good question.
This is an interesting question, right? Are you truly convinced? I like this question.
Depends on what you mean by truly convinced. But I would say that describing it more as a leap of faith would be... It's actually a better description, yeah. I know I didn't think of just saying it like that, but it's actually a good description. It's also there is a part of me, and it's just I'm not sure how to say this because people expect like whoa, and this also contradicts how I
like the little Islam dawah voice they do. Whoa, are you really? Are you really I'm trying to do it. Hold on. You were never really an atheist. Whoa. I think it's a impersonation of Muhammad Hijab.
approached religion in the past, and people are going to say, "Oh, why would you join something without knowing it's 100% true?" But the thing is,
why would you join something without knowing 100% it's true? You see?
I started practicing not because I was convinced that it's true, but rather because I felt like it is better. And
You see? I started practicing not because I knew it was true. I was certain it was true, but because I knew it was better. David Wood makes a comment at the end of this where he thought he came up with like the fine tuning of the universe argument. He thought the morality argument, all these things, which is hilarious. I remember I thought I came up with Pascal's wager. Like, well, if I live my life as if Jesus is true and I'm wrong, I would have wasted my life. But if I live my life as if Jesus is not true and I'm wrong, I would have wasted my eternity. I remember as like a 16, 15-year-old kid, like thinking that thought and thinking, oh yeah, like I solved it. Yeah, it would be better to live as if he's true and see, taste and good and see the Lord's true, and then find out you're wrong at the end because you don't really lose much. I'll say you enjoy a better quality of life, though you still have suffering, versus living as if he's not real, and then at the end you find out you're wrong. Pascal's wager, right? I gave a really simple version of that. And so that's, I think, what AP is getting at here. I have a massive update for you. I'm sure by this point, you've heard about the Blessed God Summit happening March 27th, 28th, 29th here in beautiful Carlsbad, California. But we've heard your requests. We've conceded to your demand. There are virtual tickets that are now available for the Blessed God Summit, so you can access it from anywhere in the world, as well as access to the replays. And for those of you guys that are looking for something extra, we're also offering a virtual ticket and an exclusive Blessed God Summit merch bundle. There's some amazing art and some exclusive pieces done by our friend Josh Nadeau from Sword and Pencil that you have to check out. So join us online for the virtual event and experience some sessions from my favorite podcasters, pastors, and performers. We have a stacked lineup. I'm talking about Preston Perry, Dr. Sean McDowell, Inspiring Philosophy. What do you mean? Lila Rose, Alan Parr and his wife Jen Parr. We even have Nate Sala from Wise Disciple, Gavin Ortland, David Wood, Avery from God Logic Apologetics. And on the pastoral side, we have my friend Daniel Golding, Pastor Ed Newton from CBC in San Antonio, and my personal pastor from Rhythm Church, Pastor Jeff Moores and his wife Erin Moores. You won't want to miss out from amazing performances from America's Got Talent winner Dustin Savella, Billboard charting hip-hop artist John Keith and Miles Minnick. And we're still finalizing a few more speakers. So head over to blessgod.shop, get your virtual ticket now, and you can get yourself a bundle with some of the exclusive merch as well. I'll see you over there, all right? Peace.
Hope that it's true. And it might be true, and I might just simply not know. And there are lots of things about it that I'm not able to completely refute, and all that. And I thought to myself, I could simply start going that way. What is there to lose anyway?
Yeah.
It's also kind of funny because David, like many others, have often said that if you are an atheist, it's basically you exist, you live, you go through life, you search, you analyze, and so on. You believe in what is true and what is not true, and then in the end you die. That's it. That's it. You're dead. So
I mean, that's pretty much it, right? The conclusions of atheism oftentimes is nihilism. Everything is meaningless. So, yeah.
living a life of an atheist doesn't really lead anywhere.
Right.
In the end, you just die anyway.
Right.
If the whole world all exists for no other bigger purpose, no greater purpose,
Right.
all of existence is just going to exist and at some point cease existing, or it will just exist forever and ever and ever for no purpose at all. So if then in the middle of this, right, if in the middle of this religion is true,
Mhm.
or Christianity is true, you could add some great purpose to your life and live a meaningful, great life. Believing that Christianity is true is actually a better way to look at the world than believing that there is no God.
So, again, we just had on my friend Jared from Heliocentric, and I asked him if you could choose, if you could suspend belief, would you rather choose to be a nihilist, an atheist nihilist, or to be a Christian? And he was like, I'll throw you a bone, is what he said. And he said he would choose to be a Christian if he could suspend belief.
And atheism is the correct analysis. If you live your life being convinced that atheism is the correct analysis, it's just you just live your life and you die in the end anyway. What would be so bad
Right.
about simply choosing to live a Christian life, for example, if the Christian life is going to look better for you? For me, I would say, after many years of consideration, looking at a Christian life seemed to be a much better option for me. It's a much better option, and it's a much
Come on.
happier option.
Come on.
It's a much more it's an option with much more serenity, with much more meaning.
Yeah.
Instead of the whole the void and the hopelessness,
Come on.
the nothingness.
Yeah.
I always forever just depended on simply wanting to pursue truth and always go with what I'm 100% sure of. When I went to church, I actually had a conversation with an Orthodox Christian monk, and he said something very, very interesting, which kind of changed everything about how I viewed the world.
Mhm.
And I'm not entirely sure how I can express or paraphrase what he said to me. I kind of wish I had that recorded or something. But he basically, after I told him that for the last 10 years I only pursued the facts and only went for something if I knew that it's 100% true. He said to me, with Christianity, nobody ever expects you to know that something is 100% true, which is why we call it faith.
Right.
If with something else, like with atheism, you want to go for it and you want to make your next step always knowing that whatever you make a step toward is 100% true, then you are going to make steps and rely only on your mind. You will be led by your mind, by a mind that you yourself know is very limited.
That's a great point. Because, well, first of all, I would challenge the presupposition that anybody lives by anything being 100% true. Like, I think that's just not reality. I think most people are going off of handling the information they have with the limited mind they have. No one's going off of living 100% empirically true life. I think that's nonsense. Not even atheists, right? Because there's so many things you have to trust in this life, so many systems, institutions, things you got to trust. So I love this.
You are going to make steps and rely only on your mind. You will be led by your mind, by a mind that you yourself know is very limited and very weak, like all of our minds.
That's right. If you're going off of what's empirically true, what empirically can be true, and you're still going off of a limited understanding based on your limited mind and your limited vantage point.
And in the end, in the end, you will not become a Christian, but rather try to find meaning and find a solution to things in your life. But the irony of it is that you will live your life with all of your skepticism, and in the end, you will not be able to help yourself. You will simply die and then cease existing. What's the point of that? You didn't really help yourself. All you did was just to be skeptical and then to die. Why not just go this path? And I thought, you know what? That's kind of an interesting way to look at things. It makes more sense than than what I did for the last 10 years.
Mm.
Anyway, long story short, it was kind of a leap of faith.
Hey, thank you so much for checking out the video. Please be sure to comment below and subscribe and all that good stuff. And check out this other video that YouTube seems to be recommending just for you. Let me know if they nailed it. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.